To it. So tonight we'll be talking about relationship dynamics, right? But relationship dynamics in a way where, the things that girls find toxic, right? And honestly, toxic has just become a word just to justify them getting whatever the fuck they want. So I'm just going to give you guys alternate ways to go about things, For example, prime example. You don't want your girl going out. You don't want her going out at night. You don't want her hanging out with our hoe ass friends, right? The conventional way of doing it is starting an argument or telling her you don't want to go out, and then most likely she'll listen to you, but you had to put up a fight. That's not how things should be done, right? You run into a lot of issues with those type of things. So let's get into it. First thing that I'm going to talk about is guys telling their girls they can't have friends, right? Guy friends. And that's one of the biggest and hardest things to deal with, for a couple reasons. Because one of the problems you run into when you tell your girl that you don't want her to have guy friends is, one, it may come off a little controlling. It may come off insecure. And another problem is you have to keep that same energy with yourself. And if you know anything, if you're on Patreon already, and you know that I always say keep the female friends, because that's how you implement one of the 4 or 5 anxieties that I had created in the video, the different types of anxiety, and that's competition anxiety. And competition anxiety is basically a healthy type of anxiety that helps you keep your girl long term. Now, there was a study done, I forget, it was I think some University of Israel, something like that. But there were studies done that said in relationships, when men had inserted anxiety, it actually made their partner, as far as a female goes, and this is directed towards females, not the other way around, that it made their partner more attracted to them. It actually turned them on more, right? So when you insert anxiety in a relationship, you actually make your partner more attracted to you. So, but there's different types of anxiety. You have a lot of different types of anxiety that you can do. And so telling her to get rid of her friend may backfire on you too, because if she's saying, oh, well, I got rid of my friends, I don't want you having female friends. So that's not the way to do it. That's not what you want to do. Now, what you want to do, you want to go about it in a more of a covert way. So if you got a girl and she's saying, okay, well, she's hanging out with her friends, she has guy friends. Okay, cool. Right. So what you have to do basically is you have to, one, not be entertained by it. One, you never want to show jealousy. Because remember, showing jealousy is never a good thing. Two, you have to insert anxiety. You have to keep you on the front of her mind. Now, for the first month or two, you might just have to like suck it up, right? And you'll know if she's really fucking with him, right, like that. Because usually when you first start out in a relationship, a girl gets crazy about you. She's always on you, crazy. She wants to talk to you every day. And obviously that's mute your mic, guys. And that's something that you have to control. That's something that you have to have in moderation. You have to let me mute this guy. Everybody keep your mics muted. That's something that you have to control. So you have to insert anxiety. So say if you're with your girl, you're about in a few months in, or maybe a year in, and she's talking to guys. Okay, so it's time for you to pull back a little bit. Now, if you don't live with her, maybe go a day or two without talking to her. Stop telling you love her for a month, right? The L word can be used as anxiety. What else could you possibly do? Be real short with her. Turn her down from sex. You turn her down from sex, you're gonna know something's wrong. Now, she might think you're cheating, but then she'll probably do the math and probably, spy on you. And, when you talk to her, you're like, oh, I'm at work. I'm not doing nothing. But you have to pull back. You need to insert some type of anxiety. You have to ignore her. And when she asks you what's wrong, act perfectly normal. Babe, what's wrong? You didn't have sex with me all week. You haven't told me you love me in a month. You're stressing her out. You're staying on the front of her mind. She's thinking all different types of things. Maybe he's cheating. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. He's been real short with me when you're talking on the phone. All right, baby, I'm gonna speak to you later. I gotta go. Boom, keep it short. Keep it to 15 minutes or less. 20 minutes the most. Because when she's doing something that you don't like, and she's doing something that maybe you find as a threat, for you to complain about it, she's gonna say you're insecure. Oh, you're so insecure. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not gonna do that. There's certain techniques and tactics that I can do. So once you on the front of her mind and she's stressing, you know she ain't talking to this other fucking guy no more. How can she talk to another guy? She's visibly stressing over you. You have to insert anxiety. This is why when any of my girlfriends, they go on a trip, they know I ain't talking to them. They already know. And then what's the excuse I give them? Babe, I don't want to disturb you while you're on your trip. I want you to have a fun trip. I want you to enjoy it, especially if you're going with a family. I want you to enjoy your trip. And a lot of times when girls go on these international trips, they feel, and these are studies that have been done. When they go on these international trips, they slut out. They think, oh, I'm in a foreign land with foreign guys, somebody I probably never seen. I'm gonna fuck this guy. I'm gonna suck his dick, all that good shit, and nothing's ever gonna happen. Nobody's ever gonna find out, right? But how do you avoid that? Stop talking to her. Maybe the first day she go, wait, hey, babe, enjoy your trip. I love you. This, all right, cool. First day, don't talk to her ass at all. Depending how long you in a relationship, depending on her degree of interest in you, you might have to ignore the whole fucking trip. If it's a fresh relationship, slowly, gradually pull yourself away. By the last 2 days, you shouldn't be talking to her at all. Maybe one text. She's going to be thinking, why the fuck isn't he texting me? And when she calls you, don't answer. But you got to understand that anxiety is what's going to keep you on the front of her mind. And when she's stressing out about you, yeah, it might fuck up a vacation, but whatever the fuck ever. Bitch, unless you're on a vacation with me, you need to be thinking about me. But unless you're in a place with your girl and you don't have to do that and you think that, okay, she'll still be cool, that's fine. You don't have to go as extreme. You can be moderate in it. But those are some of the ways to handle those situations, right? You don't want to have guy friends? Okay, well, I'm going to keep you on the front of my mind. And another tactic is to make sure you have female friends. Twice as many, make sure they look better. I don't give a fuck if you got to meet a girl on the street, be like, hey, I just want to be friends. I think you look very interesting, and I just want to be cool with you, right? It doesn't matter. So those are two tactics to help avoid that situation. Because when you play the same game she played and you don't show jealousy, she's gonna lose every time. You just got to be patient, all right? All right. Okay, so another thing is, so I know a lot of times guys get upset when they hang out with their girlfriends, right? There's a lot of different reasons why you don't want her hanging out at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and realistically, she shouldn't. She shouldn't. Especially when all her friends are singles. One of her friends are probably cheating on her boyfriend because, your girlfriend always tell you all her fucking business anyway. If she has a girlfriend that's a big slut, she get trains ran on her, and perfect reasons for you to clearly be upset, like perfect reasons for you not to want to hang out with her, right? Okay, cool. When she's doing shit like that, and one of the problems it's the same thing when you complain about these type of things, when you don't want her to hang out with her friends or you don't want her to have friends, you run into a few issues actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, one, if you're in a relationship with this girl, right? And what you'll find is, and this is what I find too, most females, they don't have an issue with cutting off their friends or not hanging out with their friends once they're in a relationship because they get so consumed by you, especially if you have a decent amount of game and you understand what space means in a relationship and how to make it last longer. She won't mind cutting off her friends, or she won't. Sometimes they do it on their own. Sometimes you ain't even got to say shit. But the problem comes in when you start acting insecure and you start acting overly jealous and you say, I don't want you hanging out with your friend. Oh, she a slut. Don't hang out with her. Don't say that. Obviously, some of the first tactics that I said, you can implement some of those, right? To insert anxiety, to fucking get her back in her mind. But two, one of the biggest issues is, now, you done told her to cut off all her fucking friends. She cut off all her friends. She don't have any friends. And now she wants to fucking spend every little second with you. And you don't, and she doesn't have a fucking life now. Now you done created a fucking loser. Your girlfriend's a loser. Your girlfriend's officially a loser. Why? Because you made her cut off all her friends, right? She's hanging out with you every single day, and you should never be hanging out with a girl every single day, right? That's why relationships don't last. You motherfuckers hanging out with these girls every single day, and you hanging out with them every single day, and then what happens? Now your relationship is kind of at risk because she might get tired of you or you might get tired of her. I personally don't do that because I know I get tired of them. But one of the biggest issues that I had went through in my last relationship was she was a fucking loser. She was a straight up fucking bona fide loser. She wanted to hang out with me every day. She got upset when I hung out with my friends. Like that shit is unhealthy. Every day after work, she want to come over and hang out, right? She want to come over here and suck on me and fuck on me and do all this crazy. Listen, I can't do that. And then at the end, I regretted it. I'm like, why the fuck did I tell her I don't want her hanging out with her friends? Now this bitch has no life. And the one little friend she did have, I don't know, the bitch was weird too. It was fucking weirdos. And she was working. She was struggling. She got a man. I don't know. It was just, she didn't have a life. She wasn't that social. And you know, and this is it's a problem with a lot of females. A lot of females don't like other females, so they want to spend every moment with you. So, but one thing you have to do is don't make her cut off her friends. Because when you make her cut off her friends, and then you want to spend time with your boys, and now you're spending time with her every day. One, you want to have space. You want to have a life of your own. You can't have a life of your own if you're fucking hanging out with a girl every day. Every day. Me, personally, I see my girls maybe once or twice a week, right? Maybe 3 times a week, right? The most, at most. Any more than that, they know. All right, I need my fucking space. Sometimes I'll be hanging out with like, what am I doing? I should be doing some shit. I should be making videos. I should be doing something. But, you know, you don't want to do that. You run into a lot of issues. And if you don't like her friends, and even if it's like guy friends, right? You know, and she's saying, oh, you know, oh, he's just a friend. Okay, cool. I got a little, so this is some things I would do. When I was doing my trial and error phase. And trial and error phase is when I was just dating girls and actually making them my girlfriend, but just to test shit. I just wanted to test shit. It's kind of fucked up. There's some ethical issues there, right? Because I was just using girls as fucking dummies, like as fucking like, you know, trial and error shit, just to try certain techniques and tactics. I still do it here and there, right? Because I be testing shit out. I'm telling guys about things, so I want to test shit out. Like I want to master relationships, right? So, you know. Some of the things that I would do is I'd be like, okay, well, you got a guy friend, okay? You saying that he doesn't want to fuck. Oh, so you don't want to fuck you? Okay, so this is what you do. You call him up. You call him up and tell him that you broke up with me. Tell him that we not talking no more. And tell him you feeling horny as fuck and you want to fuck him. You'd be like, I bet, I can tell you, he promise you're going to lose. Sometimes I even put money on the line. If they don't want to do that, I bet you, and I'll big money. I'll give you $100 right now, $200 right now. I never failed once. Every single fucking guy said, I want to come over and fuck. Now, what you're doing when you do that, you just made that relationship awkward for the both of them. Because one, she genuinely thinks that this guy doesn't want to fuck her. And I already said so many times, guys and females cannot genuinely be friends. Somebody has an ulterior motive. And even if the guy doesn't like her, he's not going to turn down the opportunity to have sex with her. A lot of guys have that. They be like, well, yeah, she been my friend for years. Yeah, I don't really want her, but, you know, if she throw it at me, I'm going to catch it. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to know. Because now I'm going to fuck you up. Why I'm going to fuck you up? Because I just set a trap, and I just said, yeah, call him and see if he wants it. Now, if she doesn't cut him off after that, it's something funny going on. Either she fucking him or she want to fuck him. Or she's a little excited that he has some interest. But most cases, she cuts him off. Because one, it became awkward because he was like, yeah, she's so shocked if she genuinely doesn't know it. And either she does know it, and I just made shit awkward for them, so now she don't even want to talk to him no more. And that is one tactic to take care of the whole best friend thing. You ain't got to talk to you blue in the face, you ain't got to complain about it, and don't do it right away. Give it time, plot and plan, play chess. Play chess, don't do it right away. Give it some time, give it a few weeks or so. Don't just say, oh, do this, no. Give it time. Be like, you know he like you, right? Plant a seed. Oh, no, he don't. He just, okay. Don't argue about it. And you see a text him, okay. That's your little boo? Okay. Don't show no jealousy. Be funny about it. You know, be sarcastic about it, right? But that's how you handle that. And you guys got to stop being insecure yourself. Stop fucking telling your girl that you don't want her to have friends. Stop hanging out with your friends. Then you dealing with a whole fucking loser. Then she want to hang out with you. Now you in an unhealthy relationship. That's not conducive to your relationship. You can't fucking be talking to the girl every day. Cut that shit out. You guys got to cut that shit out. It's not healthy for you. All right, so let's get on to the next one. Now, when she's going out with her friends and she got a little slutty outfit, honestly, at first you can't really, you can't be doing too much like that, right? Especially at the beginning of a relationship. You don't want to be saying too much. You don't want to be doing too much. Because like I said, we run into the same issues. You don't want to come off insecure. You don't want to seem controlling, right? One thing that I do, you know, because one of the girls that I talk to, ironic enough, her dad is a fucking preacher. So what I say to her is, I say, okay, that's a nice little outfit. I mean, your titties is showing. There's a lot of back showing. You know, they be having a little dress with their back out, ass crack almost showing and shit. She never really wear nothing like that. But, you know, I'd be like, okay, that's cute. But what would your father, did your father see you come out the house with that? Oh, no, he didn't see it. He don't have to know. Oh, that's why you wearing that big ass jacket, huh? Okay. Why? What do you think about it? I mean, listen, what does your father think about it? Whatever you think he'll think about it, I'll think about it, right? That's if she has a father. I know a lot of these girls don't have fathers, so you gotta fuck. But I got another way to handle it. But I say, well, that's how I think about it, right? So there's already this whole idea of like this condemnation of wearing, you know, too much revealing clothes. And I'm Muslim, so, you know, that's always an issue with talking to a Christian girl, that in itself, but that's a whole nother topic. But, you know, and I just like, what does your father think? And she already know how I feel, right? Because the fucking preacher's daughter, he ain't having it. So why the fuck would I be okay with it, right? Oh, your father didn't see you. He didn't see you come out the house with it today. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. Okay, but there's other ways to handle that. Now, if you don't want to do that, what you can do is, when she asks you how's it look, you be like, you give a fucking stank look. You be like, I've seen better. Oh, you don't like it? No, it's all right. It's all right. You right? You want to make faces. You want to, or you could just straight up say, you know what? Honestly, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I seen you wear an outfit the other day that was looking for. I'm not feeling this one. Honestly, and listen, babe, I'm not trying to call you fat, but that dress is a little too tight and you got a bit of a pudge. And if she got a bit of a pudge, say that shit. Be honest with her. Especially because a lot of girls, your girl might be cute in the face, but she might have a big old fat ass and her ass is looking crazy. But she got a little bit of a pudge, point it out. Honestly, babe, that dress is a little too much. Honestly, not because it don't look good, but it's just your stomach. You got a pudge. It's poking out too much. So what you want to do is you want to make her super insecure about it. Once you make her super insecure about it, she ain't gonna wanna wear that shit no more. But one of the problems is you guys complain about it too much. I got guys that hit me up every day about, oh, how do I get my girl to stop going out with her friends? And it should be a little concerning. Because honestly, think about it. She's going out with a whole bunch of single girls. And they all single. She the only one in a relationship. What the fuck you getting all dressed up for? She's looking for attention. Don't buy the bullshit. Don't buy the bullshit when girls say they go out because they just want to look good for them. No, you're looking for attention. Women love validation. Whether they're actually cheating or not, they're looking for attention. They want validation. That's what it want. That's what they want, right? And what I find is some of the easiest girls to games are the ones in relationships, right? There's the easiest girls because girls have this thing where they fall out of love with the person that they're with, right? Because one, the guys don't know how to game them. And it's the same thing, correlation when you look at marriages. 80 to 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Why? Because motherfuckers ain't got no game. Obviously, the best thing for you to do is to get married first. But nobody's doing that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I never want to do it, right? I have to do it. I'm Muslim. But obviously, that's the best thing to do. But y'all motherfuckers ain't doing that. And it's the same correlation. Why? Because motherfuckers ain't got no game. So when you find your girl, she out there looking for free, she looking for attention, mute your mic, guys. Mute your mic. You see your girl out there, she looking for attention. Well, you probably slacking on your macking, honestly. That's probably one reason. But she is out there looking for attention. She looking for validation. And if she got a bit of a pudge, And it's not always, like I said, it's not always her cheating, because that's why Instagram exists, right? A lot of girls, they just want validation. It's bullshit when they say, oh, I'm just posting it for me. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because I've dated pretty ass girls that's OD low key, got 300 followers, probably one of the baddest girls that I've ever talked to. Some fucking Dominican chick from the Bronx with a fat ass. She had a BBL, but whatever the fuck ever. The ass was still fat. But OD low key, like she could have like 100,000 followers, maybe even more. Because I've seen girls that don't look as good as her, and they got millions of followers. She ain't out there looking for attention. Right? And I also think one of her baby daddies was like a drug dealer. So that's a whole nother that's a whole nother fucking like story. But they're out there looking for attention. So, you know, there's a lot of different things for you to do. Also, if she's out there with her friends, what you could do is you could be like, all right, cool, you go out. You go out also, but don't tell her you're going out, especially if you live with her. If you don't live with her, you go out also, don't tell her nothing, but post it on your story. Even if you go to like a bar by yourself, just post that shit. Post a little picture, a little clip of you jamming out. Post like 2 little drinks. Go to fucking Taco Bell by yourself. Put like 2 plates in front of you. Get 2 cups. You ain't got to be nothing in the other cup. Just put some food in front of you. Make it look like you're on a little date. She hits you up. Don't respond. Don't respond to the next day. If you live with her, come home late. Come home OD late. Just act real suspicious. And I'm not telling you to cheat. Just act real suspicious. But this is going to get her anxiety going. She's just going to keep you on the front of her mind. Right? And if every time she go out, do some shit, like do some little slick shit. Like, damn, every time I go out, he always doing some shit, right? And it may seem toxic, whatever the fuck ever. Just be like, listen, I'm going out. You don't gotta cheat. She gonna think you cheating, but once you prove to her you're not, that's gonna pass. She's not gonna like it. But that's the only way to straighten it up. I've done it plenty of times. You gotta be smart. You gotta be smart. Listen, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Not only have I done it plenty of times, I speak to about, how many guys I got? I got about 8 guys coaching, and a new one just might have joined today. And then I got guys hitting me up every day, and I tell them to do this shit, especially on Patreon. My Patreon guys get the sauce. It works. It works. I don't care if it's called toxic. I don't even call it toxic. I call it techniques and tactics. It may be a little manipulative, but females manipulate all the fucking time, especially motherfuckers that ain't got no game. Whatever the fuck ever. I don't care what you want to call it, but it works. Let's call it that. Let's call it that. Now, this is a big one. Getting angry and showing jealousy. Now, these are one of the biggest things. Now, only time that I get angry now, because I talked to 2 different girls. This is so funny. I talked to 2 different girls, and so I started making like a lot of money recently. And at the rate I'm going, your boy gonna be rich soon. It's gonna happen. I fell a little short. Like, I'm only 28, but I said that I would be rich at 24. And my point in mentioning all of that is I'm Muslim, so I can have more than one wife. And I've been considering it. I've been thinking about it. My mother definitely wants me to get married. She's always pressing me about it. Obviously, I'm not ready yet. I want to be able to take care of 2 families. I want to have enough income to take care of 2 families. And I can say I'm well on my way. I'm doing good, especially with the introduction to Patreon. I love Patreon. That's why I be busting my ass. I've been making all these videos. Patreon allowed me to quit my job, right? But the only time I ever really get angry is when one of my girls start talking about the other. And I tell them they know about each other. I tell them both about each other. Obviously, when your game on this level, you could pull shit like that off. Not everybody got that type of game. But they know about each other, and they're not okay with it. They're not okay with it at all. I do hear shit about it. Not as much recently. It's really hard when you go on a trip with one and then the other one knows. It's a little bit of a headache. And I can see why it's very difficult. And that's why, like, I don't know if anybody's Muslim in the chat, but Allah says in Quran it's easier to have one. Yo, like, subhanAllah, that shit is the truth. It's easy to deal with one girl. Like, I've had like 8 girl rotations, but when you're trying to commit to 2, it's harder. It's harder. Especially when you're honest about it, because they know about the other one. And usually you have patterns. So like, say if you're not texting one and you don't only text her any other time, she know you with that other girl. And after a time, like, women intuition is fucking real. They sense it. They be like, I know you with the other one. I know you with so and so. Oh shit, how the fuck she know that? I be texting back, no, I'm not, just to throw her off. Then why you not answering the phone? Cause I'm busy. I'm on live. I'm on live, bitch. Stop, stop hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? I be making any excuses just trying to throw them off. And I never lied until then, because after a while it gets a little like, it's a little hard to like tell them the truth all the time, because you're hurting them, right? And then like they're so sensitive. But I never really have to implement too much anxiety, because having another girl in itself is enough anxiety. All I gotta do is say I'm at the movies. Oh, he don't never hang out with no guys unless it's his friends, but I barely hang out with my friends, so she already know. That's anxiety, because she be stressing. And you know what it is? Whenever I see them, we have a really good time, you know, whether it's, you know, just hanging out at the crib, watching TV, order food. And I don't believe in the 50-50 shit, so most of the time I'm paying for things. I'll buy him food, you hungry, she come over my crib, I got all her favorite foods and shit. Everything. So that's a lot of anxiety in itself. And they're genuinely good girls, right? One was raised Muslim. She doesn't really practice as much, but I've been trying to get her back on it. The other one's a fucking preacher's daughter, so she has a lot of ethics and morals. So I don't really go through a lot of issues that your regular girls would that you would go through with like your average girl, because they have that level of ethics. But it's a lot of anxiety. Honestly, at the end of the day, they're still girls, and I'm gaming them good. So I see shit. I'm like kind of in the matrix. But back to the point. That's the only time I get angry. It's like when she start talking, because one is a little more obsessed than the other. So when she starts talking about the other girl, I'm just like, all right, yo, come on, stop. But why are you getting upset? Because it's annoying. Why do you want to know what type of fucking clothes she likes to wear? Oh, because every time I come over your place, I see an item of clothing and it looks like expensive lingerie, and I saw that catalog here and there, and I was just wondering if that's what you like, then maybe I should do. Oh, come on, you two are fucking obsessed. Stop. That shit gets me angry, and that you can kind of get a pass on. But getting angry and showing jealousy will fuck you over. Why? You never want to get angry, and you never want to show jealousy. Why? Because women are vindictive. I don't care. Women are vindictive. I don't give a fuck what you say. I got a mother. I got aunties. I done dated a lot of girls. I done been with a lot of girls. A lot. I'm not out here trying to give a number stuck for the law, but like, listen, when I was done with high school, I done had about 50 bodies, right? I had a lot. I was doing a lot. Guys, mute your mics. What the fuck?
David, what's your bag?
The fuck? Y'all do some shit like that again, I'm gonna block your ass. Motherfucker taking a piss while I'm fucking... Motherfucker. But anyway. So you don't want to show jealousy. And you don't want to show... You don't want to show jealousy. And you don't want to show any of that shit. Because... Hold on. Y'all tell David I'm gonna block his ass if he do that shit again. Got one more time for that bullshit. But you don't want to show jealousy. Because when she knows she can press your buttons, then she's going to press it, right? Especially when she does the same exact thing. And some of you guys are so fucking stupid and feeble-minded. I tell you guys, don't show jealousy, right? And I'll give you a tactic and technique to implement specifically. Like if I say, ignore her for 3 days if she's been acting up. You say, okay, cool, you do that. She do the same exact thing, then you go fucking crazy. Oh, bitch, oh, you not answering my phone, I'ma kill you. I'ma kill you. You probably out there fucking it, you stupid dummy. How you gonna act crazy and do the same exact thing she does? You can't do that. These tactics only work when you show no jealousy. I don't care if you are jealous. I don't care if you get upset. Don't show it. Don't show it. Go punch a fucking wall if you have to. Everything is null and void when you fucking start showing jealousy and you show anger. Why? Because she knows you have buttons to press. And when you don't show any jealousy, she's going to test you. She's going to test you. I see it with my clients all the time. And when you don't show the jealousy and you implement all these techniques, you get what I call the abusive boyfriend complex, right? So you have a situation where the girl you talk to, honestly, she gets afraid to make you upset, right? and you get the same result as if you were a abusive boyfriend. You get the same results as if you were abusive boyfriend, and without ever being abusive, right? And it's kind of almost wonderful, and it makes her submit so much. And yeah, these are manipulation tactics, and they sound a little fucked up, but whatever the fuck ever, right? Because these are the things that I'm telling guys, and I'm saving marriages, and I feel 1,000% justified, right? Because I don't know if you're Muslim, but in my religion, they say one of the devil's biggest goals is to separate a family. Why? Because this family makes up society, right? There's like in Islam, there's this hadith where they like fucking, like the devil, his throne sits on water, right? Because he tries to replicate like Allah, like it's because they say that Allah's throne sits on water above the heavens and earth, right? And I think it's like somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle. There's actually a verse in the Bible with that same, that's very similar to it too. And he sits down with his little devils, his little shayateens, and then he asks them, "What did you do today?" And every little devil said, "I did this bad thing, I did this bad thing." But then one says, "I separated a family." Said, "You're the one. Come sit next to me." He gets to sit next to the fucking Lucifer right on his throne and shit, right? And he basically he commends him and congratulates him for doing one of the highest things, the most evil thing that you can do is separate a family, right? So I'm giving guys these techniques, and I'm saving fucking marriages. So I hope my place in heaven is high. I feel fucking super justified. This is why I get so angry when my shit gets deleted. I had 150,000 followers on TikTok, and these motherfuckers delete me, right? But I think it's more or less because I was going on all about the gay shit, and it's Pride Month, so they was like, "Oh hell no, he bugging. We got to make an example." But whatever, I'm back like I never left. I don't give a fuck. But never show jealousy. I don't care if she. And another good way, this is how I handle it sometimes. So, like if my girl, the other one doesn't do it so much because, I don't know, she's just a little different. But one of them, she'd be like, "Oh, so I was at work today and this guy was talking to me." I was like, "Oh, word? Was he cute?" She'd be like, "What do you mean? No." "Oh, okay. So what happened?" "Oh, he was just talking to me. He said I look good and he was trying to get my number." "Okay. So did you swing him the digits? What's up? When's the first date? You set up a..." "What's wrong with you? You don't care?" "No, it's not that I don't care. It's like, what do you want me to say? You shouldn't be like encouraging it." "No, it's not encouraging you. You telling me? The fuck you telling me for? Why are you telling me about another guy talking to you?" "Oh, because I was just being honest." "Okay, well, I'm listening and I'm engaging in conversation." "Wow, you don't care." "No, it's not that I don't care. The fuck you telling me for? What you telling me for? You think I want to hear about you getting another guy's number?" And I'm laughing the whole time, right? It's like, "Oh, this guy, he came up to me and was like trying to get my number. He was like, 'I'm gonna take you on a date.'" I was like, "Well, when's the first date, baby?" Or sometimes I'll be like, sometimes I do push it a little far, and she'd be like, "Wow, you really don't care about me. You really ain't shit." I'd be like, one, don't disrespect me. Two, we got to finesse, baby. Let's see if we can get some money out of him. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they never do it. I could really be a pimp if I wanted to. I posed so many things, and just to test them, they was down for it. I could really be a pimp, but I got too many morals and ethics for that. But never show jealousy. So that's one way you can deal with her telling you about, don't fuck around, Jonathan. I saw you just unmute your shit. Keep that shit muted. I got my eye on everything. But yeah, so that's one way to deal with her jealous when she's showing you shit. Or when she starts telling you things, just be like, okay. Don't react. Be nonchalant, give her a plain face. Okay. But you gotta understand, when she's trying to make you jealous, you have to know the boundaries of being disrespectful. If she sends you a picture hanging out with a guy, and that's beyond disrespectful, right? And I remember one time a girl I was talking to, maybe about, I want to say a few years ago, like after my ex, I was talking to this girl and she was like, "Yeah, I called my best friend to help me shovel because you didn't want to come help me." I was like, "I told you I'm busy. I got to help my own family first. Me and my family come first before you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even my girlfriend officially. Like, what you talking about?" So what she does is, And I was messing with this girl for maybe about 2 months at this time. And what she did was she sent me a picture of her and her friend, and she like sticking her tongue out. And I'm like, why would you send me this picture? What the fuck are you doing? I said, okay. I didn't respond, and I didn't talk to her for about 3 days. So she blowing up my phone crazy, messaged me on Instagram. I'm leaving on scene, ruthless, leaving on scene and everything. But then after about 3 days, maybe 3-4 days, I let her know. I said, listen. I said, hey, what's up? She was like, wow, now you want to talk to me? I was like, okay, my bad for bothering you. I'll go. She was like, no, talk to me. Then she called me, blew up my phone. I ain't answer right away. I was like, hold on, I'll call you in a little bit. I called the bitch like 8 hours later. But then when I called her, I was like, listen. She was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, nothing. She was like, oh, why haven't you talked to me for 3 days? Like, damn, what did I do to deserve this? She was panicking and shit. I was like, first of all, lower your tone. Stop talking to me crazy. She was like, I'm sorry, but I just want to know. I said, listen, that was disrespectful. And it's not that I'm mad or jealous or anything. I was just completely turned off. I didn't feel like talking to you. I didn't feel like seeing you. I didn't feel like kissing you. I didn't feel like having sex. Never even crossed my mind in these past 3 days. I was honestly disgusted. And I use those words carefully because those type of words will fuck with her brain. I told her I was fucking disgusted. Right? So then she's like, oh, wow, damn, that's how you feel? I was like, yeah. So she was quiet for a bit, and I said, you know what? I see you got nothing to say, so I'm going to get off the phone. She's like, no, wait, I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. Okay. I still have things to do. I'll speak to you later. She ain't never do that fucking shit again. That girl still hits me up until this day. On everything. She still hits me up until this day. Because I don't fucking play that shit. That's disrespectful. But you have to know the difference between being jealous and showing jealousy and blatant disrespect, right? You got to know the difference between the two. Never show anger, because when you show your hand, you let her know what makes you jealous, and you're doing all these tactics and techniques. She thinks she has a card. She thinks she has some leverage. Give her nothing. You want to take everything and give nothing. And this is how you make girls really submissive. And that's one of the best ways to do it. Now, another thing that I wanted to cover was when she starts arguments for silly shit like Instagram. Are you talking to another girl in her face? Like say if you at a restaurant. I know this happened before with me and my ex. And I never did like that type of shit. And she only did it once. I think I broke up with her. But we got right back together like the next day. Because she came crying at my door and she spoke to my mom. Shit was ridiculous. But yeah, so we were in public and she had made a scene. I think because I was like talking with the waiter, but I was being a little flirty. But the bitch started with me. But the point is, whenever they make scenes like that in public, you want to punish them for it, especially if it's her first time. First time, you don't want to necessarily cut her off, but you say, listen, don't do that again. I don't like that shit. I've done it to plenty of girls. And it's always these fucking like, that's why I stopped dating the bartenders. All these bartenders in New York, yeah, they look good. They got a big fat ass and whatever. They look good. They pretty. But like, they a lot to deal with. And I can't keep up with them financially. They used to date. These bitches really be dating rappers. These bitches. And it was too much. Like, I'm going out with these girls. I got a fucking Michael Kors watch. This bitch has a Rolex on. Why am I paying for dinner? Why am I paying for dinner? Like, this shit is ridiculous. But that's not the point. The point is, these type of girls, when you got game, because you can still get them. And these rappers be paying for them. I ain't paying for shit. Because especially at that time, I ain't have that money like that. And I'm still not doing it. You got game, but what's gonna happen is they're gonna shit test you. They're gonna test you like a motherfucker. So I remember one time I was dating this bartender. Oh my gosh, she's probably one of the baddest bitches I ever dated. Maybe she's one of them, but we're in a restaurant. I forget what's the name of the restaurant. It's a restaurant in Manhattan. It's like a basketball player, an old basketball player owned. I think it's Clyde Davis or something like that. And we out to eat. This bitch started making a scene in public. And I'm just sitting there looking. I'm just like looking at her. What the fuck are you doing? I wanted to slap this bitch so bad, but obviously I don't hit women. And she's just making a scene. So I didn't really say nothing. I just ate my food. She was like, oh, you just gonna be quiet? I was like, I don't know. You apparently have a lot to say. So we got in the car. I said, listen. I said, look at me when I'm talking to you. Please don't ever do that shit again. I do not deal with disrespect. I dealt with that once with my ex. I will never do that again. Cool. We go on a few more dates. She says she apologized, this and that and third. She wants to test me. She did it again. I put on everything I love. I blocked that bitch, and I never talked to her again. She hit me up like maybe once or twice, but she said she a bad bitch, so she ain't gonna beg too much. She could replace me. She get replaced. She hit me up maybe 2 times, and then she hit me up a few months later because she never got that closure, right? But she was bad. You talking about a girl that has like 80,000 followers on Instagram, bad as hell. And she just hit me up just like, oh, what up, big head? And I'm just like, what's good? And she started talking some shit. I just never replied. Because it was like, listen, if I let you walk all over me, right, she's going to continue to do it. I had to set my standards, right? Now, another thing is when you got a girl, she's going over Instagram pictures. Oh, I don't want you liking these girls' pictures. Don't entertain that shit. Like, listen, you look at her dead in her fucking soul, in her eyes, and you say, listen, it's just a picture. I'm not going over this with you. I'm not stopping liking pictures because you feel threatened. Then that's when they're going to come with the manipulation. Wow, it's just really disrespectful that you're liking other girls' pictures. I think it's really disrespectful that like you don't care about my feelings. It's just really disrespectful. Okay, well, you're taking it as disrespect. I didn't say it's not disrespectful. Well, I can ask, and you can ask fucking anybody. You can ask anybody the fuck you want. You gotta go ask the president, right? You could pull motherfucking Mother Teresa out her fucking grave and ask that bitch too. It's not gonna make me stop liking pictures. One, because you're not about to control me. That's first and foremost. And then you talking about it's disrespectful. That's bullshit. And then a lot of the times, what's happening is these girls are liking pictures too. And talking about, oh, it's different. He's a celebrity. The fuck does that mean? And half of the time, these girls, I'll never even meet these girls. Well, hey, sometimes they be responding. You got to shoot your shot sometime. But no, half the time these girls don't even know you exist. You're talking about a girl that probably has 1 million followers. Even if you were to DM, you'll fall into her request messages, a fucking dungeon of like hundreds, maybe thousands of messages, especially if she has 1 million followers. She's getting jealous. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm not stopping liking nothing. I'm going to continue to like whatever the fuck I want to like. If you got a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you to do. I don't know. Okay, so if I like, listen, and like I said, you cannot show jealousy. All right, Jonathan. Where you at? Your ass is out of here. Stop fucking playing. Fuck out of here. Anybody else playing the bullshit, you gonna get removed. I'm not playing the fucking games. Let's get back to it. But when she says it's disrespectful, don't go over with her. That's when you just separate yourself. She's continuing trying to argue. Separate yourself. Walk away from her. If you're with her, leave her. If she's still texting and calling, be like, listen, I'm going to speak to you later. You going to hang up the phone? I just said I'm going to speak to you later. I got to go. Hang up the phone. She continue blowing up your phone. Don't answer. I'm not doing this with you. So you have to belittle this situation and then walk away. Because it's stupid. You don't argue over things like that. Her texting you, she talking about, oh, you have friends. You have friends too. When she's trying to tell you to don't cut off your friends. Don't cut off your female friends because that's competition anxiety. If you don't have the competition anxiety, how the fuck are you ever gonna keep her in check long term? And then when you cutting off her friends, let's give her certainty. Never give a girl certainty. Never. You can never give her certainty because when you give her certainty, that's when things start to change in your relationship. That's when you become predictable. That's when she knows you're never gonna leave her because you done told her 1,000,000 times, and that's when things get boring. Maybe not for all girls, right? But in most cases, yeah. So never give her certainty. You never want to do that. Now, this is another crucial part, and I actually went through this recently. When she acts crazy to you, when she acts crazy or does something crazy or cuts you off and you're patient about it, and you know she's coming back and she comes back, don't allow that shit. I'm telling you right now, don't allow it. Because what happens is every time she gets angry, upset, she's going to keep doing that. She's going to keep walking away, She's letting her emotions get the best of her, but mostly because you entertain it. You want to sit there and argue with her, be like, oh, it's not the best. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. You can't go back and forth. It does not work like that. You can't go back and forth with them. Because, especially when they get emotional, all logic goes out the fucking window. Whenever logic goes out the window, you have no bargaining chips. This is why they literally will terrorize your emotions and annoy you. So you cannot negotiate with terrorists. Don't negotiate with them. When they act crazy, right? And then they come back because you're patient, you didn't react, you didn't show any jealousy. Don't let them come back easy. Now, this happened with me recently. I went on a trip with one girl, and my other girl, she got jealous and started acting crazy. She was like, oh, don't talk to me no more. Okay. I said, okay, cool. I'm getting tired of you doing this shit. You continue it. All right, cool. So she didn't talk to me for about maybe 2 or 3 days, then comes back and says, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Don't talk to me. Bye. So what happened? I ignored her another 4 days. And then she hit me up again and said, wow, so you're really done with me? Listen, I told her, I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm getting sick of you. Every time you're upset about something, you were going to call yourself cutting me off. And I say, okay, cool. I'm not holding you hostage. You can go. Because remember, whenever a girl says she wants to break up with you and cut you off, what do you say? You say, you know what? I respect your decision. You go and leave. And you push her away. Because remember, it's reverse psychology. When you push her away, she's going to think, oh my God, he doesn't care. Or if you were talking to 2 girls like my situation, oh, he's going to marry her. He loves her. He loves her more than me. No, I can't let this happen. Or if she's your girl, she's going to think you're cheating on her. She's going to think, wow, he doesn't care. But overall, you're showing strength. You're not showing weakness. And you care the least. And when you care the least, remember, whoever cares the least in a relationship always has the most power. So whenever she says that, you say, you know what? Cool, go. So I let her go. And I said, I'm getting tired of this shit. So when she said that, she was like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I said, listen, I don't know. I have to think about it. So I ignored her another day and a half. She hits me up. I miss you. I want to see you. I was like, listen, I'm getting tired of it. So I talked to her a little bit. And then gradually we started talking again. And then you insert some highs. You see her, maybe make love to her and do all that good shit. But the point is, whenever they come back after doing that, don't make it easy. Especially, it's the same thing if she breaks up with you. And she tries to come back. Say if she ignores you for a week, you're not going to speak to her for another week and a half. And then when you do start speaking to her, gradually, we're not talking on the phone right away. We're not hanging out. No, you don't deserve to see me. Why should I even get back with you? You broke up with me. You left me. Now you thinking you could come back? Absolutely not. I don't feel like talking to you. I'm disgusted by you. I'm annoyed because you always do this shit. I don't feel like talking right now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Don't let them come back easy. Never be easy. And then when she does come back, she's going to be submissive like a motherfucker. I promise you. I promise you. So, don't let them come back easy. Don't let them do that shit. Don't do it. Don't do it because you're making yourself too easy. And it's just anything that doesn't involve like cheating or a legitimate situation, don't entertain it. Don't entertain it. And don't let them come back easy. That's serious. Now, another thing is, well, I kind of covered that. With you not liking her friends. Now, at first, you and her friends, and her friends can definitely hinder your relationship. Now, it doesn't work as much with, well, it does. It kind of works both ways. But you want to be cool with their friends. At first, anyway. For example, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Hitch. I think the guy was Paul Blart, this fat stubby guy, who he was coaching. I honestly feel like Hitch, by the way. But no, it was this fat chubby guy he was coaching, and I think it was Allegra Cole. Yeah, I know, I watched the movie a lot. And what he said was, you want to be cool with the best friend. Now, the best friend was gay. And he was so cool with the best friend thought that he was gay maybe. He was like, no, he's not gay, right? Because the best friend can have a lot of influence. Maybe I'll make a video on this in itself. The best friend can have a lot of influence. Now, although that was a movie, this is very true. This is very true. The friends can have a lot of influence on her. And you're removed. Anybody coming on here and that's not you, and you getting removed right away. So Tough fucking luck. You better make sure your mic is muted. Brandon, you got a second to mute that fucking mic. I was about to block your ass. Stop playing. I'm not playing with your motherfuckers today. But like I was saying, you got to be cool with the best friend. You got to be cool with the best friend, at least at first, because the best friend can influence her a lot. And you want to be cool with the friend also when, like, you know, just do some silly shit. Like, oh, you know, like, oh, I want to plan something. You hit her friend up on some other shit, like on Instagram. Be like, hey, don't tell her, but I'm planning something for her and I want to surprise her. But I just wanted your opinion on what do you think she likes? What do you think she would like this? What's her favorite color as far as sneakers go, right? So this way you kind of want to get sides with the friends and let the friend think that, you know, you like her and this and that and the third, if you don't like her, right? It's you know, you gotta game the friends too. And that's one of the things when you game girls in groups too. You don't want to leave the friend out of it. But try to be cool with the friend, at least at first. At least at first. That is not always true. Things don't always go like that. But just try to be cool with the friend at first. And just make sure that, because her friend might not like you, so when she's out, what the friend might do is, oh, talk to this guy. Oh, my friend, she's single. Or she might be trying to put other guys on her. And then, you know, it puts you in a tough situation. And you don't really want enemies in the friend. But that's not the case all the time. A lot of times girls have friends and it really don't matter. But like I said, you know, you want to do that. And you want to make sure that, you know, you want to make sure that she's on your side, right? And now, last but not least, because there's a lot of things to cover, highs and lows. So, guys, whenever you're inserting this type of anxiety, whenever you're inserting all these type of crazy whenever you're inserting this type of anxiety, whenever you're inserting all these type of things, you want to have some highs. So you don't want everything to be completely negative. So when you're inserting this type of stuff, you want to make sure you follow up with positivity. Because one of the main things with females, you can never change her feelings. You can only change her emotions, right? I mean, you can never change her mind. You can only change her emotions. Meaning, trying to convince a girl that, oh, you should be with me or you should stay with... No, you're not going to do that. You have to engage her emotions. So you can't just have all negativity. And that works sometimes too, but that's not good. But what you want to do is have some highs with it. So take her out to eat, do something nice for her. You know, obviously, you know, have sex. If that's something you know she likes, buy her something nice. Don't go overboard and give her too much validation. But, you know, just have a nice day with her. Whenever she's with you and you're not inserting anxiety, that time with you should be the best time. You can watch a movie at the crib, order some food in, have a fun time, laugh, have fun, go out to eat, go to the park, go to amusement park, whatever it is. Amusement park is one of the best places because you got that adrenaline rushing when you're on those rides and she's associating that happy time with you. So just a lot of positivity. So it has to be up and down. And that's really how you maintain a relationship long term. Highs and lows. That's what I tell my guys all the time. But yeah, anyway, guys, so that's pretty much that. I'm gonna end this off with whatchamacallit, with compete, and then I'll take some questions for the remainder of the time. And yeah, so if you guys want your questions answered, don't go anywhere, and then I'm going to answer your questions. Let's end this off with compete. Where that dude?